It's Wednesday, the 27th of January 2021. Welcome to Fear and Greed Business Headlines, the business news you need in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Today's headlines: the ASX, the Aussie dollar and iron ore prices rise as the local economy emerges from the COVID-19 crisis. That's our main story. Plus, China fires a salvo at new US President Joe Biden over trade and security. Attention turns to the rollout of a COVID-19 vaccine as infection rates tumble in Australia, and the $9 billion takeover bid for Coca-Cola Amatil in doubt. The S&P ASX 200 closed on Monday at 6,825 points, a 100-day high, and over the past month, the market has performed well, up almost 2%. Energy stocks have been among the best performers, along with materials companies, which include some of the big miners. IT stocks have also done well. The real estate investment trusts have had a poor start to the year, as have utility stocks. There's been a bit of movement at the top of the ASX. Commonwealth Bank is still the largest company, even though its share price has been flat over the past year. It's worth $151 billion. BHP, the big Australian, is now the second largest company on the bourse on the back of surging iron ore prices. It's got a market capitalisation of $137 billion. Former leader CSL is at number 3, worth $125 billion. The most astounding large company is buy now, pay later group Afterpay, which is now the 12th largest company on the ASX. Afterpay is less than 6 years old, but it's worth $41 billion. It now has to justify its lofty valuation, grow its international operations, dodge regulatory challenges and bad debts, and grow market share in an increasingly crowded buy now, pay later space. So why the good performance on the local bourse during January? The promise of a COVID-19 vaccine rollout helped, as did economic figures over the past few weeks. The unemployment rate last month was 6.6%, down from 6.8%, and December was supposed to be the time of peak unemployment. The Aussie dollar has certainly performed strongly so far in 2021. It's currently trading around 77.5 US cents, up from 55 US cents just 10 months ago. Iron ore has continued its strong run of last year and is trading close to $170 US a tonne. Last time it was at this level was 10 years ago. That's helped the big miners' profits and share prices. The Australian economy enters 2021 in good health, given we're coming off the pandemic. Long may it last. In overseas news, Chinese President Xi Jinping has started firing shots at Joe Biden a week after the US president's inauguration. Mr. Xi said Washington shouldn't be building alliances to take on Beijing. China v. the United States will be the big global story of 2021. Meanwhile, Mr. Biden said he expected his country to be close to herd immunity by the northern summer, with mass vaccinations for COVID-19 becoming available in the next couple of months. And the International Monetary Fund, in its latest World Economic Outlook, has upgraded its global growth forecast due to a stronger than expected recovery in many economies, including the United States, China, and Australia. And this is worth a mention: while we were resting over summer, the price of Bitcoin surged higher and higher and then tumbled. Undoubtedly, there's plenty of bubble in the Bitcoin market, but also some reason. Bitcoin is potentially a hedge against a weaker US dollar and inflation. It's currently trading around US $32,000 per Bitcoin. Locally, in Australia, efforts to contain the virus have proven successful, with no new community cases in more than a week in any state. Much of the debate has now shifted to the best way to roll out the Pfizer vaccine, which was this week approved by Australia's medical regulator. Global supply challenges mean the national rollout will commence at the end of February, about a fortnight later than expected. Australia has secured 10 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine, enough for 5 million people. The supply of the AstraZeneca vaccine is expected to be available by early March. Australia has agreed to purchase 53 million doses of the AstraZeneca jab. 51 million doses of the Novavax vaccine should also be available during the year. Australian investment group IFM Investors has made an $8 billion bid for a 23% stake in a Spanish gas and electricity group. If successful, it would be one of the biggest international deals by an Australian group ever. One of the big takeover bids last year was Coca-Cola European Partners' $9 billion bid for the local operation of Coca-Cola Amatil. Late last week, the local Coca-Cola provided a better than expected trading update, and its share price is now trading above the bid price, and the timeline for the takeover has been pushed back. What's all this mean? Investors expect the European Partners business will have to up its offer. Figures from the Bureau of Statistics show that strong demand for iron ore, wheat and coking coal triggered a 16% jump in exports last month, resulting in the fourth largest trade surplus on record. About half of the $9 billion surplus was attributable to China. South African retailer Woolworths, which has nothing to do with the local company but does own David Jones, said the department store's earnings would increase by around 75% for the 6 months to the end of December. And finally, any basketball fan knows who Shaquille O'Neal is. One of the greats of the modern game will start appearing on local screens. The 7-foot O'Neal has signed on to become brand ambassador for the listed online bet platform PointsBet. Part of his compensation will be in the form of equity in PointsBet. That's the Fear and Greed business headlines for today. There's more on all of these stories in today's full Fear and Greed podcast, as well as an interview with EY partner Duncan Hogg on the outlook for IPOs. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your day.